Live.
We're live.
And
Just us old guys.
well, yeah, exactly. No X-ray girl today.
No X-ray girl.
No X-ray
I guess
girl.
the internet died. The internet died for her. So yeah, it's just gonna be us chit-chatting about Hollywood Interrupted, Chris Gore. Again.
That's right.
Again. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Not only are we late and gay, it smells like you're gay.
Oh, well, yeah.
Here it is. This is a candle I got for you. I'll give it to you. There you go. Come and take it.
I guess it puts a whole new meaning to that.
Precisely. So yeah, man. It is LA is still on fire.
Yeah.
We're not talking about it, but I saw this TMZ video. I don't know if you want to see it, but this guy's talking about that no one is going to go back and rebuild. People are selling their empty, burned out husk of lots, and they're leaving. They're going to Orange County or out of state.
Probably out of state. There's going to be a lot of Nevada, Arizona. It's going to be years before they rebuild. So, I brought this up yesterday, and since you're there, and yes, it's left the news cycle, and there's still flames a burning in LA. Like, how big of an interruption is this again? I mean, I honestly, I don't think it'll be as big as COVID, but it could equal the strikes as far as, I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. A lot of movie stars live there.
Yes.
A lot of movie stars live there. A lot of producers live there. And we're already seeing like projects get delayed quietly. What's it going to do with recasting, people moving? A lot of these actors have multiple houses. So the big A-listers have multiple houses. So they're cool. But a lot of the below the line, mid-level people, horribly affected. And I don't know. Or is it just going to be a little blip? What do you think?
No, it will not be a blip because the cost of doing business in Hollywood production is astronomical. It's other places. It's Atlanta, Vancouver. I mean, it's all over. It's anywhere. All these other states. I mean, Michigan, right? I love Michigan, my hometown, part of the Big Mitten. I'm from the Big Mitten, but it's these other places not only are cheaper. I mean, gas prices. I don't need to tell you. I saw a chart with gas prices under the last several presidencies. And you can see like it's weird when there's a Republican president, gas is cheaper. When there's a Dem president, they're higher.
It's weird how that works out.
Bizarre, but under Trump they went down. Prices went down. So I don't know. It's costs a lot of money to live in California. I mean, I was pricing things out. I would literally double my double everything by moving to Texas. I would just be like making a lot of extra money. Not only that, I would be able to afford a house. I was looking in your area, actually, Gary.
Well, at the time it was pretty affordable relatively. I am now bound by Texas law to not tell you how much money you save from moving to California to Texas. Yeah. I am bound by Texas. They're just like, shut up.
Well, it's
I saw $1.99 gas.
Oh.
I saw $1.99 gas. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I had double take. I'm like, I was asking Melissa, I'm like, when's the last time you saw that in California? I'm like, I don't even know. 20 years.
Yeah, it's weird. But no, it's not looking good for, I mean, this is as bad as the strikes. It really is.
Ouch.
It's that kind of thing. Now, I think it's going to be easier to recover because all you're doing is changing locations, not an easy feat, but you have to have people who are skilled, who live in those areas. And there's a lot of talent in LA in terms of film production, right? And you have to build that up if you relocate to another place or bring those people in. So
Well, the Hollywood infrastructure is still there. So we've got that.
Yes.
It's just the people who actually work in the infrastructure are massively displaced. So, yeah, I think the recovery could be quicker. I think it's also going to, I mean, I think Justine Bateman retweeted somebody who suggested this, which was a great suggestion if normal people were in charge, right? Just normal people.
Right. Normal people.
Let's make it an incentive. Let's bring some work back. Let's ease some tax restrictions, maybe forever. Let's ease some of the permits that you have to go through get rid of the minefield that you have to go through to shoot in California. And that would bring more jobs, localize everything, make it easier for people to rebuild their homes.
Well, did you see the one tweet
crazy
that Newsom put out? I mean, what's great is he gets, I don't know if he gets ratioed on every tweet, but Newsom gets just ripped apart. And it's not like, it's not like 50-50. It's like 10-1, 10 people just angry and pissed off. And then like you see the occasional, I love my governor, but he was talking about we've eliminated the bureaucracy and red tape. Things it's like, why was it there in the first place?
Yeah, who created it?
Who created it? It's like he created a problem and solved it to look like a hero. I mean, this is typical politics, but I'm tired of these politicians that they look on the job as like some honorary position where I get to go to ribbon cuttings and cocktail parties and
Ghana.
No, you have to do work. You have to
lots of work
to make things better for your state, attract business, keep costs down. And it seems like every program in California is a grift. It's giving money. I mean, when you read the list of dumb things, you wouldn't be surprised. The list of dumb things Karen Bass spent instead of funding the LAFD, things like DEI projects and art projects, it's literally giving away money to your friends.
Yes.
That has to stop.
And she's in a little trouble for that. Yeah. And we'll see. Hollywood can't be thrilled with her, but we'll see if any changes come because it's already out of the news cycle. So I think she's safe. I think she's safe now. I think she's totally safe.
People are so dumb. She could be reelected.
I mean, I mean, safe from getting
recalled,
right? Does she get defeated in the next election? Maybe. London Bree got defeated in San Francisco, so maybe.
I don't know. When it comes to the intelligence, I thought Gavin Newsom was going to get recalled. I mean, I'm looking at it not as even someone that's partisan. I'm looking at how this guy does the job and what your role is as the governor. I've never seen the state descend so quickly under one person's rule.
Right.
I don't know. Hey, are we going to talk about Hales? Did you see the video of AOC?
No.
He's talking about, this sounds weird. It's weird to say this. She, I mean, you can see the videos of her doing, we're talking about the salute.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen all that. We talked about it yesterday. I think whatever. When Elon did it, it was funny. And Jeremy showed me the replay. I didn't get to see it live. And I'm just like, oh God, of course we're going to hear about this for a week. No,
right. Which it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Wait, can I share this one thing?
Sure.
Can I share? I have a reason for sharing this. I know this is like nails on a chalkboard, but just this is from Libs.
Blame Chris.
What?
I said blame Chris.
Yes, blame me.
You're gonna do a Sig Hail.
Sig Hail.
Hitler. The Roman salute from behind.
By the way, I
good pause right there.
I read history. I know history, but also I've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's not Hail. It's Heil.
It's Heil.
It's Heil.
Heil.
Do you think she's saying Sig Hail on purpose to troll?
No. I think
she's that dumb.
No, she's an actress who has auditioned for a role and gets fed scripts. So
is it worth playing more of this? I don't know.
let's a little bit.
The presidential seal of the United States of America. It's on. It's on.
Oh God.
And
this is a sad state of affairs.
what is so important
what is so
for
important
us to understand is that as long as
that
we
Elon Musk is a Nazi.
it's not over.
It's not over. The Nazi panic isn't
It is
over.
not
There's a Nazi
over.
around every corner, Chris.
The
Nazis are going to get you.
Crying because I said over the weekend that Donald Trump is a rapist, and they went on Twitter and they went, "Oh, boo hoo hoo," and I said basically, "F you, cry more. I don't give a shit. Like, you want to support a rapist? That's
enough of that bitch. I can't take her anymore. Oh,
I turn it off.
Oh, I took it out.
Oh, sorry, man.
It was nails on a chalkboard for me.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like it's hard to watch.
I guess the question we like, the Trump is in office now. He's been sworn in. You made it. So I'm really interested to see like how Hollywood reacts. We see their instant reactions to this and they're not good.
Right.
Did they learn a lesson? Are they going to repeat the same mistakes of the last 8 years? Certainly the usual suspects are, right? With I guess I can find this on my own. Hang on. I think I had it in yesterday and I meant to talk about it. And like we don't even need the late night talk show hosts just all had their scripted meltdowns and they all come off sounding the same. So there's your instant answer. Instead of and listen, they all could have still been around. Everybody could have been fine if you either roast both sides equally or just pull a Johnny Carson or like even Conan O'Brien back in the in his earlier days.
Yeah.
Craig Ferguson. If there was somebody out there like that, I think it would do better. I don't think the networks think it would do better, but I think it would do better. I was watching old on Twitter an old Johnny Carson. I got to sound like an old man, but old Johnny Carson clip of Bob Uecker. It was fucking hilarious. It's like, what happened to that? Well, the media apparatus became propaganda, and they're not going to give it up. They're not going to give it up. Now, are other aspects of Hollywood going to give it up? And I think so. I think it won't be such a united front because I think some people actually really need to make money, like Paramount, for example. Mm-hmm. This is just anecdotal. I don't fucking know. I don't think they've officially announced a Landman season 2, which certainly should happen. And it probably has something to do with like Skydance hasn't fully taken over Paramount yet. So they might be just waiting for that. And I don't know. It was supposed to happen early in the year, but it looks like it's going to happen first quarter, early second quarter, whatever, when that happens. But there's a lot of trouble out there, except for Netflix, which is making so much damn money. They gained 19 million subscribers. They're raising their rates again. Craziness.
Lame.
But I think they're gonna take over more of Hollywood during this because they're just a machine that's running right now. And I don't say what's this ComicCon Museum thing? What's that?
It's Doctor Who coming in March. Just take a look. It's just
I'll take a look.
Take a look. They're doing a Doctor Who museum exhibit, which should be cool. The ComicCon Museum. I don't know if you've ever been there, Gary. It's pretty. I went there for a Batman event. What's amazing is they'll blow up comic book art like to the size of a wall. It's amazing. So
I'm going to do the meme. What kind of Doctor Who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Jesse Plemons meme. What kind of a
Doctor Who fan are you?
Yeah, what kind of Star Wars fan are you? I love those Jesse Plemons. But yeah, no, I love that museum, and I know you occasionally come to California. You might want to swing by there in March if you'll be here.
If this is the last Comic-Con.
Well, no, I mean, look, Comic-Con's coming in July. We'll see the museum.
It's in March. Is it March?
Yeah, well, the exhibit starts in March. Look it up. Look at the link I sent.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
What's trying to find things to talk about. We're I mean, there's a lot to talk about. I need no prompting, but
Oh, we can just bullshit. It's really dead in Hollywood right now, and it's not just because of the fires. They're just not releasing anything. And like, how are did Critics' Choice get moved to? Did it happen?
It moved to Friday, February 7th.
Okay,
so I'll be going on that date.
They kicked everything to February, basically.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I have an awards event, but that's on Sunday, February 2nd, and that never moved. It was always there. So
yeah, there's just
not in LA either. So
not a ton going on.
It's not, no. And the movies, I mean, last weekend was like one of them days was the big movie. And then this weekend is Flight Risk with that goofy looking, I mean, Mark Wahlberg. There are some men, let's say, who look amazing bald. You look virile, amazing bald men.
Yeah.
I mean, I would defer to women to tell me who those men are, but I'll just say, they look great. Mark Wahlberg looks goofy. It looks like a comedy act. It's like seeing, it's just weird. It's weird.
Yeah, but I guess he's supposed to.
I mean, he looks dumb.
But they didn't release like anything this month of any substance at all.
I know. I've been going to the movies every week, Gary.
Yeah.
And then Alan and I on Friday talk about here's the movies that opened. And it's like we call it craptacular January. It's just awful. And then I'm sure you've seen all the stuff with Captain America coming out.
Yeah. I mean, that's as predictable as the sun rising, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be as big a flop as the Marvels or anything, but we talked about it yesterday. It's going to be a fart in the wind. It'll probably do okay to Ant-Man 3 standards. I think they would take that as a victory and then have like just no legs. Don't know what it's going to do internationally, but making it shorter was smart because it was initially like over 2.5 hours. Now it's under 2 hours. Right.
And I'm trying to think, I mean, when Marvel does their, digital and, Blu-ray physical releases, they have deleted scenes and whatnot, which is cool. But have they ever done, I'm trying to remember if they've ever done a special edition of a movie where they added scenes back. Like the Lord of the Rings extended, I'm trying to think. I don't think they have, but they do. They're actually physical.
Ooh, Marvel?
Releases. Yes.
Yeah.
The deleted, their physical releases aren't bad. In terms of the number of extras, the BTS that's behind the scenes, not the band. No one knows the band. Forget I said that. Anyways,
I do.
Yeah, I do. But yeah, that's significant. 40 minutes, like significant.
Yeah, that's not just a little bit taken out, and I think they're just trying to cut their losses, right? And I honestly don't think, I can't remember a deleted scene of a Marvel movie. I'm like, yeah, that should have been in there. There might have been one, but I can't recall. There's other movies where I'm like, man, can't believe that didn't make it in there. But oh well. I was trying to find, okay, so the overall late night response to the inauguration was all the same, like with no nuance whatsoever, from varying degrees of roasting, which is just, I think it's an indicator of what is to come. I think the usual suspect legacy news media will try the same approach again. And we'll see if anybody has a stomach for it. I just don't think so. And this is why, like, late nights getting calibrated. I think it was Colbert's going to 4 nights a week. All their numbers have suffered. I don't think this is going to help. I don't care. I think it's just time for late night to end. I think it's a dead formula.
It's a dead format, like we were talking about actually last week. The sitcom with the laugh track. right? Like people know that's fake. The fake when they have you seen those? Have you seen those things where they take a sitcom and they strip out the
Oh
laugh
yeah,
track
yeah.
and nothing's funny?
Nothing's funny.
Nothing's funny. Big
Nope.
Bang Theory is probably the most guilty, where they cut it out, no laugh track, and it is like crickets. It's you realize none of these jokes are funny. Yeah, exactly.
It all sounds like that. It all sounds like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, it's just I mean we don't even have to, and I really don't even want to listen to. I want to save the audience from hearing any of that shit. I'm not going to play it. Like I'm so fucking tired of them. I just I think we're going to see the end of one or two of them this year because it's just, I mean, it's all the same. I don't know, like, does the same audience like just, well, I know they're at staggered time. So do they just go through and watch this? And who are they? I mean,
Right.
okay, outside of downtown, like Manhattan and San Francisco and LA, who in the hell's I can't, it's mostly clips that are just being, thrown at on Twitter. To be honest, they're all over Twitter too, and YouTube. Especially if you go into YouTube not signed in, all you see is legacy media. All you see is legacy media.
Right.
But I think it's, I mean, as I said yesterday, go ahead, keep with this. I'm for accelerating the demise at this point so we can get something new and funny. I do miss the days of old funny Conan O'Brien when he would go to Spreckles Theater at Comic-Con and do the Comic-Con show. That was great.
That was so great, man. It was awesome.
His brilliant George R. Martin skit, which is one of the greatest skits ever of like George R. Martin, like looking in on his camera, seeing how he's writing a book and he's just playing bongos and has an RC truck and swimming in his pool. And it's fucking hilarious. I miss those days, but something new is coming, and I don't think Hollywood is even ready for it. And while they try to get authentic, and you'll see them try, but it will be a planned authentic, which makes it automatically not authentic. But they're really going to come off like, I am totally not on script and not reading off a teleprompter right now, Chris.
Well, it's just the lack of self-awareness.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect them to say suck up or be balanced, but at least just not go so hard on like the assumption that everyone you are speaking to in the audience is on the same page with you politically is a mistake. That in itself is a mistake. And also, I want every president when they get into office, I want them all to succeed. Because if they succeed, we succeed. Right?
Yes.
The country succeeds. And that attitude is weird. You would want, the only person I've seen is Bill Maher say, I just want to see what he does. I'm curious to see what he does. And he's been, look, he's right. Once in a while, he did a scathing new rules on the wildfires.
Yeah, that was good.
Great. That was good.
Yeah.
But he will call it out and just say, I just want to see how he does. Just want to see.
That's a normal response.
Yeah.
And like what the political class wasn't getting, what the legacy media elite, a legacy media class wasn't getting. And this is like the UK is laughing at this. This is all new shit for us Americans. We have this like this classism going on especially with the political class that just they don't answer to shit to anybody, and it's happening forever. And it's just more people realizing it. I understand that, but what they don't understand is there is again attacking a dude and his policy, which you can do all day if you want. Trump, don't care. And then there's attacking the people who voted for him, your fellow American, which is what Hollywood was doing when they were all part of this resistance. Is they weren't attacking the dude and his policy. They were blanketly attacking all the people who voted for him, which were your potential customers, which is why your industry is reached maturity and it's in decline, and it's doing all the tricks it needs to do to just to control the decline. Control, buy your way out of it. There's a great article that Chris just shot to me. This is hilarious if this is true. Okay. This is a great example of how you try to buy yourself out of a decline. But there's a twist at the end.
Oh no.
There's a twist at the end, Chris. Bobby Iger.
Oh,
my
God.
favorite,
You gotta
my
share
favorite,
this.
my favorite CEO, brother, is Bobby Iger. Bobby Iger. I can share my own stuff today. It's very exciting. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need no woman. Except now I'm not going to be able to do math, but we won't talk about that. Get out of here. Bob Iger eyed for LA mayor amid Karen Bass California wildfire controversy. Really?
He would just be another stooge put in by
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if you know, but when Karen Bass was running, he was on the bubble. Like Rick Caruso was more popular.
Yes.
And even election night, he was leading.
He was more popular after the election because he won the election. Okay.
I
he just
think
didn't put up a stink like Trump did.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But they brought in Obama to basically endorse, like in town, to endorse Karen Bass. That's how much they wanted her, which tells me she was the wrong choice.
That's why she won. He anointed her.
Yeah.
And because Obama is full of shit and he's a corporate shill and many other things.
Yeah.
Killed American citizens with drones. Bob Iger. Now, okay, we're going to try to be objective. Would Bob Iger be a better mayor than Karen Bass? I'm not saying he'd be a good mayor. He'd be a terrible mayor.
Right. Probably
better than Karen. Seeing that he's managed something before, not well in my opinion, but I think he could manage it better than Karen Bass. He can but this is like one of the fakest dudes out there too. Right. And Karen Bass is too. Karen Bass is a Marxist in Marxist clothing. She's very open about it. She's not a big fan of capitalism and how like your system works in LA. She's not a fan of it, but yet you voted her in as mayor. Somebody who actively hates the system you live in. Just want to point that out. Bob Iger likes to make money, at least. My guess is what Bob Iger would do, Chris, is he would buy more successful cities and make them part of LA and then run them into the ground. That would be my guess.
Well, I mean,
he would try to buy Las Vegas right now. I'm trying to think of more successful cities. He'd try to buy Dallas, you know.
My God. But I mean,
Tennessee.
coming from the private sector,
some cities in Tennessee.
He might be better. I don't know. I was listening. I don't know if you've ever heard like Mark Andreessen. You ever listen to him?
No.
He's really fascinating. He's working on Doge as an unpaid intern. He's like a tech investor. I love this guy. He has a lot of things to say philosophically about where things are and tech. And anyways, he works with Elon and Silicon Valley. And he was talking about Trump and how Trump understands complex systems, like building a building. And and Trump is also the guy that like, he'll hang out with the people who pour the cement and he knows things about marble more than you and I, about types of things like under building a building with everything from the regulations to supply chain, to the workers, to getting things done. And it was one of those things where for years they tried to build that, that like skating rink outside of, wherever they put up the tree, right? In New York. What is that name of that? Someone knows in the chat. Forever they tried to build it. And finally Trump said, I'll build it. And went and got it done in record time. And it was just, he knows how every single part works. It's understanding that Elon is good at this too. Complex systems leading to a result. That's what people who have been successful in private, enterprise, not government, they understand that. These are people we need right now to fix this broken government that can't get things
real
done.
problem solvers.
Yes.
And that's the priority over like there's major differences between RFK and Trump and Elon. There is conflicts, but they're coming together. And that's what LA needs. That's what Hollywood needs. They need some outside. They need to get outside of their fucking bubble, right? And bring in some people who just can solve some problems. And then we'll deal with the other ones later. But we got to get the big ones done now. And there's some big ones. Bob Iger is mayor of LA. I don't think that would be solving a problem.
Yeah.
Because he would try to acquire Nashville and make it part of Los Angeles. I think it's a terrible choice. I think Rick Caruso, we're talking about electability here in LA. Yeah. Rick Caruso is probably your best bet to get shit done.
He could be governor if he wanted. He could be governor. But by the way, do yourself a favor, Mark Andreessen. Andy R.
Probably know him by
you might, but he's been on Rogan a couple times. Just start to listen to his interviews. He's really smart about identifying like
Andreessen.
Andree.
Oh, I see.
S. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen this guy. He's good. Yeah.
He's good. Really. So he was talking about Doge. I will listen to any interview that he's on because he I like stuff like that. I've worked in you and I both have worked in the corporate world.
Yes.
I've worked in the corporate world. I've always had one foot in entrepreneurship and one foot in corporate world. And I realized wow, corporate world is so inefficient. I could do an 8-hour day, my job as it was in the corporate world, in 3 hours at home. And I did that in the late 90s. I had an office on Wilshire Boulevard. I had a mailbox down the street. It was right there. And I still have that mailbox, by the way. That's my film threat address.
Your film threat address. Good.
You can mail me anything. It says, it says Film Threat International Headquarters, Penthouse Suite. It's bullshit. It's a mailbox, but I paid for it. Anyways, so I liked learning that's how the corporate world does it. How can I do it more efficiently? And had to unlearn bad habits. In the late 90s, got a home office, which wasn't common at the time.
No.
Young Ripa, who has a home studio, a home studio. He doesn't. There's a joke
in there. There's a joke in there.
There's the lore.
There's the lore.
The lore of Young Ripa when he got in a fight with that one guy who mocked him for having a home studio.
Yeah,
and I was
you need to rent out a studio and get more bitches.
Yeah, yes. Remember that. See that? It's so funny. I realize now every YouTube channel has its own lore.
That's
jokes you don't get. There needs to be
dude, that is old though. That is from
that's a deep cut. That's from years ago.
It's like 3 whole years ago. That's 20 years in internet time.
All I'm saying is every YouTube channel does have its own lore. Jokes no one else will get. G&G has probably more lore and dumb inside jokes than
they need a Silmarillion for their fucking lore.
right. I don't think and then even the battles between channels, it's so dumb.
I think that actually gets kept track of somewhere.
I'm sure there's a YouTubepedia of people keeping track of channel lore. Anyways, how do I get off on that track?
Because we're too much alike, dude.
Exactly. Yeah.
We go a little tangent.
We're both ADD, but no, I had to learn to work at home, and so now I'm I can balance a lot of different things, and you do the same thing. It's a weird way to make money to have kind of multiple sources. I have a website with advertising, the YouTube channel. We sell merch. That's not that much money, but it's fun. To do weird merch. So, I don't know. It's weird. It's
definitely time. Drinker just did a video on his process of how he does a video, and I think that's pretty good. I think if you're up and coming, give it a watch. And if you want to learn from one of the best out there, that's the way to do it.
I want to know how Drinker does his thumbnails.
He's
the laziest thumbnails.
but they work for him.
Yeah, I know. Like, why would we put effort in the thumbnails? Look at Drinker. But
Always compete against yourself. If I can give, that's the good advice I
that's
heard.
exactly, like, I don't give a shit.
That's the best thing. But you're right. No.
Yeah.
Drinker's efficient, like super efficient, and he's disciplined with his time. I'm not as disciplined with my time, obviously, but I still do a ton of work. Well, air quotes.
Yeah, I know. Watch your
tons of
video.
fun. It's tons of fun. But then there's, then there's months like this where it's just like, I'll get some paperwork done. I'll get some boring paperwork done. And because my philosophy is if there's a video to make, I'll make it, but I'm not going to force one ever. I'm not going to go, I feel like I need to make this. That is yet to happen, thankfully, in all these years where it's like, oh, I want to talk about this one, but I like to talk about a lot of shit too. So I like to stream. So I like to stream with Chris Gore. But as far as like, I mean, it's a huge concept. Probably should have hit you up earlier on this to where you have time to think of like, how does because it's such an unpredictable year. Like the last couple of years have been pretty predictable because, they're just going to double down. And I think a lot of people in Hollywood were convinced the culture was going to stay the same. And I think there are some who were, the dam started to break towards the end of the year where there's a lot of people, especially below the line workers and producers who've contacted us going, no, the dam's going to break and we're going to see a change. And it's going to be a giant internal battle for, like we always heard like the Disney Civil War, the Marvel Civil War. And I think that starts to happen in Hollywood. I do think that starts to happen in Hollywood. I don't know if it's within, subsidiaries like Lucasfilm or Marvel. I think Marvel wasn't a civil war. It's Marvel recognized that they had an opportunity to fix what they had completely fucked up, kind of, and they did that. So that's a sign. Disney editing out stuff that they think might be inappropriate for children. That's a change. That's a change I did not think we'd see. That one's legit surprised me. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, it was Disney. I was expecting that from like Warner Brothers but not Disney. But we got it from Disney. It's a tiny step. It's a baby step, but it's a change. It's a change. So I think we just gotta kind of kick back and see what happens. See what the days bring us. Be a leaf on the wind, Chris. I think that's the best attitude to take because I think we're, if anybody's looking for like Hollywood to put on MAGA hats and run around and talk about taxation as theft, although that'd be kind of funny. It's not going to happen, nor do I want it to happen. I just want I'd like some balance. I'd like to see some balance. And that's what a lot of people are talking about. And hopefully in Hollywood now you are more free to talk openly. You have Gina Carano's, you got your Justine Batemans out there. There's been Nick Searcy and all the others, but Zachary Levi. We need more of that. Even if you aren't a fan of Trump, but you understand certain things, certain realities, like this isn't working. We're pissing off half the country. This is it's been divisive for 8 years. Hollywood has played its part in this country being divisive for 8 years. They were an integral part because guess what? Pop culture matters. It does matter. And that's why the culture finally shift because certain entities on the right embrace that, Chris. They embraced that pop culture fucking matters and they understood that and they took a different approach. And guess what? The culture shifted.
Well, I'm curious, like if you're conservative in Hollywood, you're either out and vocal,
James Woods,
or you're closeted.
Mm-hmm.
Literally being conservative in Hollywood today is like being gay in the 1950s. You're in the closet and it's a secret.
Is James Woods the John Waters of conservatives?
He could be. I mean, I don't know. It kind of looks like him, maybe, if he did a pencil mustache. But no, it's really weird. I think more and more people are feeling comfortable saying,
Micro, right, chat.
Yeah, like just have it not be a big deal. It's really annoying. That's why I think Justine Bateman is so important. And and what she said, that very first, walking on eggshells post she did was really, I think, spoke to a lot of people.
And Justine Bateman being based, Justine Baseman.
Yeah.
A bit of a surprise. Did not see that one coming.
Yeah.
Did not see that. And considering her brother, but I love her response when people go, well, your brother's the part of Kamala. And she's all, I love my brother.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking hate. I
That's
love
the
my
normal
brother.
thing to say.
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm just tired of the divisiveness and it's come on, get over it. We have work to do.
Yeah.
We have to rebuild Hollywood, which frankly is not. God, I'm trying to think in China, when did things go awry? They're actually, you guys were talking about it, how China's making like Marvel movies. They're doing their own.
Yeah, they were just come on, Hollywood, bring all this stuff and let us have it and look at your numbers, which they get to look at. Let us have people working at your company, which they did. And what's China doing with Disney? They're going to build their own park and rip off Disney. What are they doing with movies? They're going to make their own movies.
Yeah.
Dude, you ever see that? It was Grand Tour, right, chat? With the knockoff Mercedes they have, like they knock off everything. Like it's part of the country. So, and they're going to push their movies more. And that's what happened during COVID that, especially, Disney took on a couple people they didn't like. Right. So Shang-Chi it wasn't because of Simu Liu, by the way. It was because of his look and some of the culture stuff in it. They didn't want no Shang-Chi in China. And there was no Eternals, which was a horrible movie. A horrible movie. But I completely agree with Chloe Zhao's whole approach from 2013 when she was calling out China. I don't know how much she calls them out now. But she called them out once in 2013. They're like, no movie, can't have it here. Yeah. And it saved a lot of lives because they didn't get to see it.
Is that the worst MCU movie, The Eternals? It's bottom tier for sure. That's no argument.
I gotta say the Marvels is the worst, is the bottom of the barrel worst Marvel movie. Eternals is second worst. Most damaging is a different thing. There's bad and damaging to what you established before, and then there's just, this is a shit movie. Most damaging movie has to be Doctor Strange Mom. Doctor Strange Mom. I think it's arguable, but Doctor Strange Mom. TV show, Secret Invasion.
Yeah. Oh,
She-Hulk, kind of tied.
Yeah.
Agatha All Along is close. I saw an article out there. Is Agatha All Along the best Disney Plus Marvel show? And I'm like, it might be the best of the worst. I don't know.
Right.
It might be, but it's shit. But it made me think like, okay, if a gun to my head, what am I going to say is the best D plus Marvel show series, not a special, not an animated show. That is tough, dude. Because I didn't like any of them. So as a huge Marvel fan, I actually don't. This is a green screen. I don't like Marvel. I don't like movies. I don't like TV shows. This is all fake. Chris, what's the best Disney Plus Marvel TV show? I'm going to push this off on you while I think about
know.
it. I'll answer
because I don't think I finished any of them. Like maybe they have a habit of they start okay, right? They start okay. Like first few, you're like, oh, it's not so bad. They go awry around episode 3.
Yeah.
When things go wrong. There's like a weird, I actually kind of liked WandaVision in the beginning.
I'm going to say, you got to say WandaVision. It's got a horrible ending, but the first 3 episodes are pretty good.
They're really good. I didn't know what was going on. It was clever. It was unique. I did, and that was the thing. I think Marvel was known for is give me something new and fresh and
Oh my God. Most disappointing, Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight
Yeah.
has the greatest potential. I still think if they just scrap that entire series and take Oscar Isaacs and give it another shot, it's, fuck it, use the multiverse. I don't care. I think it could work if you just did a Mark Spector Moon Knight. Multiple personality stuff I just don't like. But great costume, great concept for a character. Marvel's Batman, essentially. Yeah, I'd have to say WandaVision. Loki had potential. It was lame from the get-go.
Loki, I hate the time bullshit. What are the time? What is that bureau again? I don't give a shit.
Oh, I'm blanking on it now.
Yeah. So, oh my God, we have two people with brains.
Well, combined age of 107. So
yeah. You're right.
TVA, the time variance. TVA.
The
TVA. And I actually remembered that. It came in late. It came into my head.
The TVA as a concept is dumb.
It's terrible.
Like, it's office space or whatever. The office, like in a time.
It's goofy, it's non-threatening, and it undermines all your villains. Like you could have made Kang a scary villain quite easily, but instead you want to let's do this goofy, like you said, The Office. Let's make it a quirky dirky, and that's been the worst part is the Marvel losing its earnestness and not being serious, right? So how Kang was going to be forget Jonathan Majors as Kang. I don't care that he played Kang. He was terrible at playing Kang. Kang is not a very threatening villain, not from the comics. I didn't run to Kang's in a comic. Oh yeah, I'm like, okay, we're gonna get some goofy time stuff. Not my favorite thing, but you see Thanos, you see Mephisto show up, you see Doctor Doom, you're like, boop, give me that comic right now. Let's go. And that's stuff that works in comics when you have decades upon decades upon decades of reading, and then you get Council of Reeds and a lot of the silly shit that I didn't like personally. But you'd always get back to something earnest and serious.
Yeah. It was underneath, you can have goofy humor and jokes and side, whatever, but if there's got to be a serious layer to it. And that Star Wars, when it was good, did that, right? There was always something cute, always humor balanced with there are serious consequences and things afoot. And Marvel did that. So I don't know that that'll be this. The marketing for the trailers are weird, sort of playing it off like a thriller. If you've seen the newer trailers for Cap.
Oh yeah. They really want to do the Winter Soldier thing, but they really wanted to do that with Black Widow too. And they didn't pull it off. So I'm thinking Cap 4 will probably play out a lot like Black Widow. Maybe not as bad on the whole, knowing and not knowing what morality is, but we'll see.
But we know what's going to kill it is believability more than anything.
Yeah, verisimilitude.
Yeah,
well, the Red Hulk looks terrible. It just does.
It does look dumb. It looks like Harrison Ford in red.
And it just makes you miss the old Savage Hulk, which we've talked about. Well, I've already talked about openly, and I'm free to talk about it now. Unless it's changed. That Spider-Man 4 is going to have the Punisher and the Hulk in it, and it's going to be, and unfortunately it's fucking Mark Ruffalo. I wish they would recast him, but it's going to be like the Savage Incredible Hulk, like old school Hulk, and Frank Castle Punisher, being controlled by a mysterious entity who I'm sure we could all guess. I don't know this for sure, but I was just told controlled by a mysterious entity, which is probably Dr. Doom, which would be my guess.
Ooh, interesting.
That's going to be Spider-Man 4, supposedly.
Hey, weird aside, because we're ADD and X-Ray Girl is here, and I can't see the chat. So, where was Kang going? Where was, and also, by the way, okay, so first 10 years of Marvel was the Infinity Saga. And I remember what Feige talked about. We're going to do shorter, long form stories. So it might be like, we'll do a saga, but it'll be in 5 years instead of 10. Now it's the Multiverse Saga, right? They put out that box set, Infinity Saga, and he pointed out how they've actually seeded things into other movies leading to the Multiverse Saga.
Yep.
How is the Multiverse Saga? How was it intended to wrap up with Kang? And did they realize that they deballed Kang by, you should have killed Ant-Man. You should have, every time Kang came into a movie, he should have just killed people, or had major consequences, or terrible things happened that
he's
resonated.
Defeated twice. He's defeated by Girl Loki at the end of Loki season 1, right? And then one version of him, and then he's defeated by Ant-Man.
Yeah.
At the end. So your big bad is defeated twice. That's the same thing they did to Kylo. They defeated, like, he wasn't menacing at all. He was pathetic. So you already made him pathetic.
He should have. You know how much better Force Awakens would have been if Kylo Ren had just chopped off Rey's arms and legs? That would have been great. You'd have sympathy for the character, and it was a trope of Star Wars that someone's gonna lose a limb. And it was, I'm cool with that. That was great. You don't have these lightsaber things that just beat them against each other. At some point, someone loses an arm or a leg. It happens, or a head, in episode 2. So, Jango Fett lost his head. I mean, like that stuff's cool. That's what, oh my God. This is like, I'm at your comic shop and we're complaining. This isn't even a show.
That's exactly what these live streams are supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything wrong. That's exactly what they are.
But how much cooler it would have made Rey as a character, and she's defeated and sitting. I mean, that would have been great. And then she has to come back in the second movie, and she maybe gets some, mechanical limbs and goes to Luke for training. And, there's the refusal of the call, all that Joseph Campbell stuff. But they were pussies.
Yeah.
They were pussies.
And they were pussies. Well, Kang was never going to work, and I think they realized that pretty early on. That's just my guess. Where were they going with Kang? Secret Wars. So they were still going to Secret Wars. That was still going to happen. So that was still the end game. Would they? What's a good Kang run? Chat, the Kurt Busiek run. Probably that would be that. That would probably be some of the best Kang storytelling in the Avengers. Yeah, I can't think of much else other than the early days, but Kang was such an excuse for other characters too. He was never going to go anywhere. So it was all to set up Secret Wars. And Jonathan Majors' trouble and then the strikes were used as an excuse. I fully believe Marvel could have kept Jonathan Majors, especially after we found out that charges have been dropped, and he's been pretty much cleared since then, right?
Yeah.
Got into a fight with his girlfriend. Shouldn't hit your girlfriend, but we don't know if he hit her. Like I've always said, innocent till proven guilty, and maybe he did get the shaft. I don't know, but I'm glad he's gone, just because I hated King as a character and I hated his performance.
Yeah. Oh well, him in a second season of Loki was so bad. The
so bad
version of him. Oh my God. Oh,
Victor Time.
Embarrassing.
So I think they averted total disaster. That they've another total disaster. I think that's what they averted, and then they went back to something really safe. Now Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom might not sound like a safe, but it is safe. It is safe.
Yeah, it's very safe.
It's very safe what they're doing, and bringing back the Russo brothers is a safe decision. One I'm not totally against. We're getting some of the writers back from Infinity War, but not all. And we'll see what happens. But it's still multiverse stuff. It's just, it's going to be better with Dr. Doom, even if Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom will be better. That's without a doubt. I don't think You might question him playing it, but I don't think he'll suck at it at all.
No, I don't think so. Either.
Yeah, I think he'll be very good. But like Kang was just a horrible idea.
Ugh.
Horrible idea. Just kind of like all these Disney Plus series. You know, I like when I was looking at the Daredevil one, I'm like, this is the first one I'm legit at least somewhat optimistic about.
Daredevil, yeah, it looks okay. By the way, Daredevil trailer better than Superman.
Better than the Superman trailer. Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Weird to say, but it got me more pumped, more drama. That heat like meeting in the diner with Kingpin and Matt Murdock.
The only bad thing you've heard about the Daredevil trailer is people going, yeah, the trailer might look good, but I'm out. And like, that is deserved. That like Marvel has earned that. Disney has earned that. That is a complete legit answer to have, like, for sure.
It's fair.
It's very fair. they do not give them the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, it's a better trailer for sure.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that. I can't wait.
I am too, but like, how many people are like, I love Daredevil. I think it's the greatest live action thing Disney Marvel has done, without a doubt. But it's still been a few years since the series, and between that few years, there's been damage. So like, how many people come back to check it out? And if it doesn't start off, and I know for a fact it doesn't start off like on fire, it's a slow burn. You know, how many people are going to stick with it? And that's the question. I will, obviously. I'm going to cover every damn episode. Live, just like old school days. I'll do some videos too. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should that'd be something fun to do on FNT when you're there, of course, is we could figure out what the best Disney Plus series is. That's rough. The best of the worst. What's the best of the worst?
Yeah, it really is.
I think a lot of people will probably say Loki. I would disagree, but
well, you know, the Jeremy Renner Hawkeye series, maybe, which I never watched because I was sort of like, these Disney Plus series are terrible. They're not good. I don't want to have to watch them. I don't care.
It devolves into madness at the end. It is so bad at the end.
Is it really?
Oh. Oof. Haley,
okay, good. You saved me.
Steinfeld is probably the most likable version of Kate Bishop that ever existed, like comics included, for sure. But it just falls off a cliff. Falls off a cliff at the end. What else? Oh, so back to Hollywood Interrupted. This is going to be kind of like, we haven't heard, like, what is the timetable on that you're hearing about Palisades?
Between 20 and 40 years to fully recover.
Whoa.
They're saying, like it is. They're saying, well, realistically, I mean, Gavin Newsom you just realize he's a bullshitter, right? Every announcement is like, but you're wrong, or you did this here, like, or it's a French Laundry situation. You know, I made a mistake. It's like, he's such a dirtbag as a person. Like, I mean, you know, and knowing his personal, like, I don't freaking care about that stuff. You know, he,
what?
You know about, he cheated on his wife.
He cheated on his wife with his best friend's wife, who his best friend was his campaign manager.
It's like, okay, so if he'll do that, you think if he's willing to do that, you think he's gonna care about betraying the people?
Supposedly he went to rehab and got things fixed, and I just don't think he's not a very principled dude.
But
he's
not
a puppet.
Set that aside. Does he understand things? Is he interested? You know,
he's interested in power. The only thing he's interested in, Chris, is power. He's a trust fund kid. His dad was a Getty oil lawyer, very rich. I think he owned a restaurant beforehand. Never really didn't work a day in his effing life, like the working man. Has no idea what kind of life the working man and woman go through at all. Completely disconnected. And he's been in politics and elected office for 20, going on 23 straight years in California. Yeah. So worst person for the job. We need people, like you said, with practical knowledge to come in. And like LA, you got to be realistic. You're not going to get a Republican mayor anytime soon, but Rick Caruso has at least done some shit. And he sounds like he's got some like, hey, I know how to keep reservoirs filled. These are basic fucking things that probably didn't even cross Karen Bass's mind. Not even once. That is the most boring part of the job. She wanted to social engineer. That's all she wanted to do. When it comes to like how shit works, none of these activists know a fucking thing about it. That's why they end up losing or staying activists all the time. And they never really get out of that activist bubble. The one miracle was Obama because he was such a good puppet. But the practicality of running a city is running a business. It's running a business. And usually with this endless trough of money in LA, and the fact that, you know, your fire department's broke is a joke, but that's California politics for you. That's politics for you. It's going to all these social engineering programs, and which have been wiped out on the federal level.
Right.
Completely wiped out, which is incredible. Are they going to be wiped out on every other level? No, they're not going to. I think some studios will get rid of their DEI departments. I think some studios will rename them. I think the whole activism cabal in Hollywood in particular will fight smarter. They got arrogant. And they're going to lick their wounds, and they're going to come back and they're going to try to fight smarter. But as I said in a couple of videos ago, they're going to come back and be up against something they thought they got rid of, which was meritocracy.
Well, it's like walking into a roach-infested kitchen. You turn on the light, all the roaches go away, but they're still there. I really do believe that DEI in Hollywood will be absorbed into HR departments. So they may get rid of, in name only, that department, but it'll be absorbed. And as you said, renamed. That's merely speculation. Because you got to placate people that push for that, you know? So I don't think it's going away at all. But on the federal level, I mean, will it stick? I heard that some of these orders are not being honored. So a lot happened in one day. I was just
they're going to
shocked.
get fought in court like this. Yeah, but what happened in one day was that's crazy.
We're going to just stop the bleeding, come back to normal. The thing on gender was crazy. Did you hear the statement? It was very eloquent. It was, it was really well written and eloquent. And I thought it was really interesting. So yes, it's so funny. You going on D-Day Cobra. What is that show? It's like a weird, I'd never watched D-Day Cobra and Jeremy. And it's kind of like if you ever like in YouTube, you'll see like, oh, there's a security cam in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Or there's like, there's security cams that look at trains in Europe. Right. And it's like, I'm looking and it's Jeremy watching the news.
Yes.
That's his show? Because he'd always talk about it on Geeks and Gamers. I'm like, I gotta tune in someday. I'll check it out. You know, I'll get some insightful political commentary. And
I love you, Jeremy.
It's watching.
It's
Jeremy,
common sense. It's watching a
the
normal dude watch
Right.
the news. That's what it is, and that's why it works. That's what it is.
The fact that he is such a dedicated Star Wars fan that he went bald wearing a Star Wars hat and has never taken that hat off is remarkable.
What happened to that Star Wars hat? I think it probably just fell apart. You think? I think it just fell apart.
Busting Jeremy's balls. I love the guy.
I love the guy too.
He's hilarious. You guys are hilarious. I was bopping between you and Benny, and you know what I was gonna do? You were watching Jeremy. I was gonna snipe you. So it'd be me watching you, watching Jeremy.
We kept getting hit. I was gonna do my square up watching Jeremy. We couldn't do it because we got hit.
I was watching. It was great. And I'm like, I'm gonna hop on and watch Gary.
That's awesome.
Like, can we do that like YouTubeception? How do we do that?
I don't know.
We pull that off?
It's been done before, and I think it's hilarious. Yes, we could. We could all three go live
Oh my
separately and just stream over
and
each other.
and then someone like
talk
grab
shit.
me and keep going. See how far we could take it.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my God. With the chat like that? I don't know.
Some would, some wouldn't. I mean, that's a chat. We love
Make
the
it
chat.
an event. Maybe a world record. YouTube.
Maybe. Maybe. Let's get to some soup. So you got a heart out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What are you doing today?
Dude,
Can you talk about it?
My awards event. I'm doing Hollywood on the Rocks with Alan. There's all this stuff that's like really boring stuff. I have to order awards from halfway across the country, make sure they arrive in time, dealing with gift bag stuff. See, I need a Melissa. I need a Mel. I need Mrs. Nerdrotic. I need Mrs. Film Threat.
You need a Mrs. Film Threat who will do all your paperwork and taxes and all the stuff I'm too retarded to do.
I'll make an announcement. I am seeking Mrs. Film Threat right now. All of this could be half yours.
9.9% of our audience is female. I'm guessing probably 80% of them are married. So you got a little bit of a pool to draw from there.
A Mrs. Film Threat to help me get my shit together. So I have to do all that stuff that Mel.
I don't have to.
That you don't have to, and I have to attend to every detail. And I got Alan. I got a problem with Alan right now.
Oh, what's
He's asking me to get him MegaCon passes. I'm like, you are capable of asking other people. Why am I doing that?
Why doesn't he just apply as press?
He's doing that, but
go on the website and apply for press.
So anyways, he's going to the meetup. He'll be at the meetup with his daughter and wife. And I'm like, all right. He's like, can you help me? And I'm like, why am I everyone's secretary?
Yes.
I'm
Chris,
like,
can you help me?
I'm customer service. I'm secretary for everybody.
Yes.
If Alan's watching this now, Alan, go on Twitter, say, can anyone help me get MegaCon passes?
Alan, next time you see Chris, pat him on the ass and tell him to get you a cup of coffee. Okay.
Anyways.
No, it's Alan. There's a press registration. I think you can still get in and try it that way.
And of course, Alan just texts me now. I got to tell Alan. Oh God.
I signed up for press for Contact in the Desert, and they let me in.
I'm sure Alan will get.
That's gonna be fun.
Badges, and
I don't even know how I'm getting.
Oh, we're reviewing section 31 today. Alan saw it.
Oh, he did. Oh, that's good.
So
I'm not going to see it until
tomorrow, right? Or tonight. I don't know.
No, I think it's the 24th. So I think it comes out like midnight Eastern.
Right.
So I'm going to have to watch it in the morning. I'm thinking about doing a video for tomorrow, just a little one about kind of what we talked about today.
Now, before you get to soups, one last thing. I'm gonna share a screen here.
Of course.
Are you getting the bucket? Serious question, Gary. It's a winged shield container and a Red Hulk bust.
No, it's a hard pass on both. If it was Green Hulk, yes. I don't like Red Hulk, and I Falcon Captain Black, Falcon Captain African American is stupid.
And I'm the bucket king. I have a lot of them behind me.
Yes.
I don't want this.
Yeah, hard pass.
I don't want it. It looks.
Dude, the best one is from the worst movie. War of the Rohirrim. Yeah. That is the best popcorn bucket by far.
Yeah.
Alien Romulus was they had some good ones too. Nosferatu.
Yeah, I missed that bucket. I missed it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
It's metal. One? Yeah, hang on.
Oh, I want it so bad. Like literally sold out day one. Ugh, the worst. So there you go. We haven't even talked about David Lynch at all. We got to get to soups, and I got to get going. So here it's a abbreviated show.
Well, I'll finish them after. We'll just get any questions
I
for you. But this is
the
it.
Square ups. I watched the square ups.
This is thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
This is it.
It's actually metal.
Yeah.
It's big.
It's big. It's got rats in it.
Oh, that is so cool.
I'm sure this paint will give you cancer, but
oh man.
Yeah, it's very cool.
All right. I'm gonna see what it's going for on eBay.
I think probably $100.
Yeah.
They usually go for, and then if you wait like 6 or 7 months, then it'll be in half that. Half that. All right, we're gonna get to soups. Thanks for hanging out with this just jibber jabbing, chit chatting day. Well, dude, like I said, it's all quiet. That's what we should have named this live stream. All quiet on the Hollywood front.
Yeah,
it's all quiet on the woke Hollywood front. Which I mean, that's kind of where it is like, where does woke Hollywood go? Because there's Hollywood and there's woke Hollywood, and in Hollywood has become woke Hollywood, but there's still facets of Hollywood, very tiny, infinitesimal, microscopic, teeny weeny facets of it that don't want to be that way. So, you're seeing things split off. I think that's the reality, but that's years away. So it's gonna be interesting. This year's like, I thought this was the survive till 25 year, Chris, and I look at the release schedule and it doesn't look a whole lot different than last year comparatively when it comes to sequels, prequels, and just like stuff that's really not exciting. I think the exceptions are, last year we had Deadpool, Wolverine, but gimmicky. I think the ones, for our realm, what I got my eyes on are Fantastic Four and Superman. Like those.
Yeah, those are the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, these popcorn buckets are going, like, I'm seeing 165 up to like 450. That's a hard pass. Yeah, for Nosferatu.
450.
Yeah.
No, I promise you, wait a year, you'll find one for $30.
Yeah.
You'll find one for $30 if you wait a year. That's like I told all my customers about variants. Outside of the 1 in 1,000 variants and the 1 in 100 variants, just wait. And you'll get it half the price that it is off the wall, or eventually you get it for cover price. Variants, for the most part, just don't hold their value unless it's some insane one. And that's when comic books became sports cards and people stopped reading them. All right, we've got High King Fanor, Alpha Chad of Middle Earth for $20. Thanks, brother. Says, hey guys, hope all are doing well. Yes, decided to revisit a classic film I hadn't watched in a long time, In the Line of Fire with Clint Eastwood. Fantastic movie. It is a fantastic movie. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what this month has largely been, me just watching older shit and having a good time.
Yeah, I'm not having a good time. I'm watching all the Oscar movies. Wow.
Dude,
an off year.
When are the nominations?
Tomorrow, Alan and I will be up at 5 a.m. The Oscar noms, you'll be able to talk about it on FNT.
Yeah, I need my list of movies to complete watching before our see. I'm already preparing for the Oscar watch party. See,
yeah, there you go.
I'm totally going to get an invite, but this time I'm going to sit down and watch them all. And like, I've never done that. Well, back in the day, I probably would have watched most of the Oscar films because it was normal, like a long time ago. Right. But even in the Weinstein era, moving up, I didn't watch any of those. After Shakespeare in Love, I'm like, that. Who thought that was good? And Crash, I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna, watch every Oscar bait film.
Well,
no, thanks.
So many of these Oscar movies are forgettable years later. I mean, I think the most recent one people remember is Gladiator. That was 2000, 25 years ago.
I remember Parasite because of the video that went viral. That redheaded kid, I forgot his name now. So I remember Parasite, and I remember Oppenheimer. That was last year.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember Coda?
Oh, right. Coda. That was an Apple TV movie with deaf people. It was literally like a checklist of things that
no one's heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah.
No one's heard of it.
It was a very average streaming movie that it's like, I don't know how it.
No, it's the typical Oscar bait. Let's do a biopic about somebody with a disability and how they overcome it, even though you can't show that anymore. But I think that predated the Oscar rules. But in the Oscar rules, it comes from a subset of remember. Okay, Oscar rules are pretty much extrapolated from every DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion approach within every company, right? That's they're just all taken out of that, maybe edited down a little bit. But I remember Lady Greymaster 4 years ago sent me the DEI think tank that was sponsored by the Roddenberry Foundation from Star Trek. So they hired and produced a think tank to propose these DEI rules that every company adopted. So it was Roddenberry's kid who funded all this shit, a lot of this shit. And within those rules, it said you cannot show a disabled person overcoming their disability. That is anti-ableist or whatever. It's like,
right.
Okay. You mean overcoming like being cured or overcoming the obstacle of it? Because it's clearly an obstacle in life, but maybe having a, like embracing it, like what kind of overcome? No, it just says overcome, period. That's the insanity that we've been dealing with for the last 4 years. And I forget, that document was insane. I remember going over it a couple times on a live stream, and people were like, what the fuck? And it just became the norm. It just became the norm. Obelisk Toucher for $5 says, do you think Captain Falcon will be shown proudly front and center on the China poster for Captain America Brave New World? Good question. I think there is a Chinese poster.
We should find it. You know what there is? All the marketing. Here's the funny thing. All the marketing. I'll share one more thing, Gary. There's a Captain America Brave New World limited edition flavors of Fanta and Barks. There's sparkling shield flavor and red Hulk smash. I have tried these. They are currently at AMC. You can have these drinks. But how are they marketing the movie? How are they marketing it? The Shield. It's the Shield. It's not Anthony Mackie. It's not Chris Evans, Captain America. The Shield, it's the brand. It's the logo. This is how it's being sold to us. You would think if Anthony Mackie was a big enough, and by the way, I like him. He's a great Falcon. He's a very likable actor.
Yep.
But he's not a star that can carry a movie.
No.
And so the way they're marketing Captain America Brave New World is the Shield. So I'm just saying,
yeah, it's a symbol. And they even say that over and over in the trailer, right? It's a symbol.
So first of all, the Red Hulk smash, much better flavor than the sparkling cream soda, which I question calling it that. Cap's cream soda. I'm not, that's not a joke. It's cream soda.
It's funny to me though, because I'm 12.
Yeah.
But
go to AMC, Gary, give it a try. I tried the sugar-free version. It's not bad.
I can't touch that right now.
Really? What? You're not doing soda?
I'm not doing soda, sugar, or bread. So
wow, you got to keep your girlish figure.
Well, dude, every day. You know, like it is.
Yeah.
At our age. Every day.
Exactly.
Every day. Is today 22nd? Yes, it is. Matthew Hammond on the Streamlabs side for $5 says, can Perry make a pre-FNT video with Chrissy as the lesbian preacher lady where she criticizes you and Jeremy for not supporting diverse actors, movies, and TV shows? That's really good. I will pass that on to Chrissy. think that'd be pretty funny, to be honest with you. Pretty funny. Basket City has donated $1. Thank you very much. Duke Devil 95 has given us 20 on the stream website. Oh no, Section 31 comes out Friday. Stop hurting Trek. Fortunately, Trek on trial is finally happening. If
It's
any
happening.
pro new Trek attorneys need tips for arguing losing arguments, I've been a trial lawyer for 27 years. My rates are reasonable. There you go.
Well, you can go to filmthreat.com, click on contact. That goes to Alan, and I get all the emails, and then only I answer them because Alan doesn't really answer emails, but I do most of them.
Yeah, you need a Mrs. Film Threat.
Yes, for more than one reason, but yeah.
I'm such an asshole for laughing at that, but
No, please, that's the correct response.
I hear you, brother. Hey, Chris, can you get me an H-1B visa so I can move out of Canada? Thanks. See you at MegaCon, says Darf.
I will not be there. I want to be. I'm not.
You're not going to be there. That's
No,
okay.
I'm not going to be there.
Bad timing. Yeah. A lot of
It's
stuff.
timing. It's, yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of things.
It's too many things at once here.
Too many things. Well, I mean, I was asked to go to Egypt in March, and I'm like, I can't.
You can't?
I can't. No,
Yeah.
I want to stay home, and we've got to prepare for Vegas.
Snow White is coming out.
Snow White's coming out.
Yeah.
It was Ben from Uncharted X asked me. He's like, "You want to go? Hey, mate, you want to go to Egypt?" And I'm like, "I'm going to give you the gayest response. I'd love to, but Daredevil and Snow White come out in March, and I got to prepare for MegaCon."
Oh my
and
God.
he's all, "That is the gayest refusal I've ever gotten in my life."
That's very gay.
So we plan to go in the future sometime, but no, there's just, you know what? If he said January, I'd have said, sure, let's go. But yeah. Scott Christie Jones for £2 proper money, made Star Wars, Superman. Great Britain made Star Wars, Superman, Batman. Hollywood is mid. That is true. A lot of Elstree Studios, a lot of stuff made over there in the good old UK. That's good. You're right. And the fact that your tax rates are kinder than California's is insane, because I've been to your country and you have a VAT. All these people, especially British people, going, I don't know about the tariffs. I'm like, you guys have your fucking VAT, dude, which is like 17%. It's insane. It's insane. But somehow you're cheaper than Hollywood.
Oh, God.
It's cheaper to fly all the people from Hollywood to your country, build something, and make a movie there than just staying in Hollywood. Who created that problem? Hollywood needs, is austerity the term, where they get rid of redundancies, and just, they really need to get rid of all the redundant. They need a purge. They have too many, intimacy coordinators. Screw that. I think screw that. COVID coordinators, too many line producers, too many dictated workers who just, they make up shit it's just to keep people's jobs at like maybe one. And you know what ultimately happens? One guy ends up doing, I remember the producer of the Orville was producing, directing, editing, was doing everything. Dude was doing everything. It was, and I'm like, wait a minute, don't they have, and he's on that. He was great at it, but it was like, it's a lot of dictated jobs that are unnecessary.
Correct.
That are just
Oh, great. They're already gonna do memes of Mrs. Film Threat.
You asked for it, dude.
Oh God, what did I get myself into? I'm having one bad day. Well, what can I say? Red Hulk smash flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy.
Cyber Chud 2077 for $4.99 goes 9999999. Big War.
Sig Hail. She sounds dumb, right?
Because she is. I
I
think.
mean,
I
I
think
think she's
very
dumb.
likely that she's really dumb.
Yeah.
Big Worm for $10. Hail, Gary, Gore, and chat. Chris, you talked about one of those days on a stream, a weird 90s comedy. Did you watch House Party 1 and 2? Sounds like you're talking about that type. Guilty pleasure.
Yeah, but this one kind of in spirit is like those movies, but those movies are way better. The problem, one of them days just holds back. It holds back. It's the chemistry of the two women. I didn't know that the woman's name was SZA. I don't know what SZA. I'm not freaking whatever she's famous for. There's like, every time a rapper dies, I am discovering for the first time that rapper. That's me, right? It's like, oh man, rapper DLC died. I'm like, rapper DLC? Who's that? I'm like, I don't know who that is.
I know.
Everyone's
I'm the same way.
upset. It's a Twitter thread like,
R.I.P. DLC.
Rapper DLC just died. I'm like, what? Who was he? Do I know one of the songs? Like, so I am way out of it. So a woman named SZA, spelled SZA, is apparently an actress that is in this. Kiki Palmer, I know she's good. They had very good chemistry. Just the script was weak. It should have gone for it. But look, it was the best movie that opened last weekend, but that's not saying much. It's like best of the worst.
It was, it's the smartest retard.
Yeah, exactly. It was okay. Look, I laughed a few times. I like Cat Williams. He's in it. They make a great joke about check cashing centers, 1900% interest. That was a good thread. But Alan hated it. And I was like, it's all right. I'm going to the movies for popcorn now. Popcorn.
Yeah, just to go. Well, did you ever see, we ended up seeing, I talked about it, Homestead from Angel Studios?
I didn't see Homestead.
It's pretty good.
I'll have to go see it, but I'm go there. You know what? I love the popcorn. The popcorn at AMC is the best.
We saw Better Man on your suggestion. Pretty good. Pretty good.
It was, it's way darker than it was portrayed. I mean, you mentioned that specific scene, the child version of himself. And I mean, just like fighting his demons, literally, drugs and, promiscuous sex. And just, that movie is way deep. How do you even market that movie? I hated the trailer. I thought the idea was dumb and I didn't know who Robbie Williams was. So,
yeah, the whole concept sounds fucking like the worst movie ever made. It does.
Yeah, stupid.
And it looks like it. So if you don't want to see it and you're like, bullshit, that looks like you're right. It looks like the worst movie ever made, but it isn't. It's pretty good. It's dark. Dude, that whole the boy bands going to the gay clubs and it's 15-year-old kids. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it's and you understand the monkey bit, it becomes immersive. It just you forget about it about halfway through the movie. And Weta did pretty good with the special effects, man.
It's never acknowledged.
Never, not once.
And even the stuff with the father, his estranged father, and revelations on that. It's really and then there's real footage over the credits. You see other stuff. It's pretty amazing.
Yep.
So
King of the Wicker People for $9.99. This will probably be off topic, but whatever happened to martial art movies? I've been binging Jackie Chan movies from the 80s, and it was a treat. Go watch Wheels on Meals and Police Story. I've seen Police Story.
Like that.
Police Story. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Heroic Kitten. It took me a minute it's all one word, and I'm retarded. Thank you for $10. Says Civil War night get a huge boost in ticket sales because of the Marvel Rivals. The game is insanely popular, and they are doing an in-game skin for Red Hulk if you go to the movie. Yeah, Marvel Rivals is doing very well, and it's probably because it's just superhero shit, right? That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Both my kids are like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Bring it in the FF. It's enticing. I'll say that. Crew for $4.99. was chatting up with a female last night talking about movies. She said she loved Rings of Power and it was an instant turnoff, and I was out. Yep.
Oh God.
Yep. That's problems in the future. That's a red flag you just avoided right now. You know, there's a dude. There was the litmus test with all of my friends. Any potential relationships is there's certain things you got to have. There's like, we don't have to agree on everything, and you can like some cringe stuff, but I think there's some fixed points in pop culture that are important to me, right? And one of them would be like if you said Star Trek was like lame, it's like we're out. You know, well, it is now, but back when Star Trek was good, that was kind of a you're gonna have. If you thought comic books were completely fucking stupid, it's like it's not gonna probably work out because I don't. These were important things to me. Pop culture matters. Pop culture matters.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So when you find a girl who like cosplays fucking, Star Trek, but not just cosplays, not just some fucking poser, sits down and knows the lore, has watched every fucking episode, has read a lot of the book, you're like, all right, like I'm some sort of prize or something like that. Magical Pixie Horse for $5. Did you guys know that Mel Brooks is returning to Spaceballs 2? Yes, with Josh Gad.
Yeah,
possibly titled
shit.
The Search for More Money. 30 years too late, and Josh Gad is he is Seth Rogen but worse. Why is this guy getting work? What is he ever like? Seth Rogen at least was funny in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Okay.
Yeah.
Like in a couple things, he was funny as some dumb stoner. But Josh, I can't think of a single thing that guy's ever been good in that I give a crap about. What is he? Is he like, is his, I don't know, is his dad some big producer or something like that? Like, it just, like, I don't know why this guy gets work. It is a mystery to me. Do you guys know, had a convo with, again, therapist, not the rapist. And I mentioned California BMW and the new culture war. She said Chris Evans isn't in it. By the way, Captain America Brave New World. That sucks. That was my favorite movie. Well, now I don't want to see it if he's not.
He's not in the movie.
He's not in the movie. Well,
as far as we know, are you going to watch Civil War and you pop out your VHS tape?
Your VHS tape.
Yeah. The next Captain America movie, part 4.
Pop out your laser disc.
You put that VHS in and you're like, wait, what? It's the brand is consistent, not the character. And it doesn't even need to be Chris Evans, just the character.
It's Captain America 4, and it's got zero connection to Captain America 3, other than
zero.
Sam's in it, but none. No DNA at all. A lot of water's gone under the bridge, and you have had to have seen a Marvel, at least one. I'm thinking you have to. I think there's other ones you have to see, but you have to watch Hulk. You got to go back and watch Hulk again, which wouldn't be so bad. But then you have to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier to get the context. And like, who's going to go back and watch that? Nobody's going to go back. It's terrible. And that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, I never finished it. I didn't finish it.
It's a rough watch. Dr. Doom using the Purple Man, like in Emperor Doom. Which would be awesome. Odinson. Okay. And do you bring the Purple Man back? Because he dead from Jessica Jones. But man, I was thinking at the time, not a big fan of Tenet as a person right now, but his Purple Man was great. And it's like, why would you kill that? Like, at the time, two of your best villains in Marvel were in Netflix series. Like, his Purple Man is freaking a good villain. Maybe they bring it back. Maybe, but that's it's a mysterious entity controlling those two figures. So that'd be We'll see. Don't know on that one at all. All I know is Punisher and Hulk are in it. Okay, Macaque for $5 got I mute by a company yesterday for, I can't read this. You got muted for some gamer words, Macaque, by a tech company. Yeah, not Macaque. We love you though. Especially Jeremy loves Macaque. Subhuman 84 for $20. I started searching for all the 90s Spider-Man titles I could find, and I would like to know what are some of your favorite stories from that decade, from the 90s. I was a big fan of Torment, which is basically Kraven's Last Hunt redone. Maximum Carnage, the series, big fan of that. But that's through various Spider-Man titles. There's Spectacular Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, of course.
There you go.
Just a couple. Big fan of Torment. Like that one. How you doing, Chris? You got to go?
I do, but if you're wrapping up, I'll stick around.
No. We got a ways to go.
Oh, you got a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Go. I got this.
I'll get more coffee. Go
get more coffee and I'll keep reading.
Right. I can hear you.
Aurora Uplinks. This is 4 super chats for $20. I got to see where this stuff. Film idea. A lone Punisher gets a call to an empty mansion. A note on the door has a check written out and instructions changed all the plumbing and toilets. So the story starts out a little eerie, small noises. He gets spooked, goes out, hires someone to work with him, and they both end up seeing ghosts. Running from them, they ends up them trapped away from the door, and they go deeper into the mansion to hide from ghosts, only to find that they are in a magic mushroom kingdom suddenly, and they are going on an adventure, getting hired by locals to save Princess and become legends. So Mario, so Mario as a film, a lone plumber. That's called Super Mario, I believe. I've seen that movie. I don't know why I say Punisher, but I've seen that movie. I just watched The X-Files with Ed Asner and Lily Tomlin, the Christmas one, where they are haunted by a couple of ghosts. They go into an eerie mansion and go through some therapy and then kill each other, but then they weren't dead. Enoch Maman reviews and rants for $10. Daredevil looks good, but I'm never going back to Marvel. I went back for Deadpool and Wolverine, but never again. Nothing but the Ayer cut will make me go back to DC. I'm done. They called me a Yahtzee for 10 years. Fuck them. They've earned that, Enoch Maman. That's what I warned them about for years, is you won't get all of your the MCU, Disney Marvel. I'm breaking some news here, so prepare yourself. Brace yourself to the table. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has already peaked. It's long past its peak. Now, we are half a decade from the peak of the MCU, and we are now on a decline that didn't need. You were always going to get diminishing returns, but they hastened it by their slavish adherence to the message. Now they want to get away from that, but you're in a web. You're in this DEI web that you spun yourself, that you can't get out of. So you will never, and I repeat, ever reach the heights of Endgame. You just won't, of Infinity War and Endgame. Secret Wars with all the cameos, it'll make a lot of money, but it will not reach those heights. It just won't. Because it's not story and character driven. It is gimmick driven. That is your big problem, is they just started throwing up mantles and symbols and and forgot about telling a good story with interesting characters. Captain Marvel could have been good if it was properly cast and you didn't make her this insufferable girl boss on a hero's journey character. If you made her a fallible human being, totally would have worked. Everything could have worked, but you prioritize the message over storytelling. It's your own damn fault, and you're not going to get everybody back.
True.
Macaque for $5 says, I'm not gay, but I could tuck it and be Mrs. Film Thread.
Oh no. Wait, I'm gonna do this is what Snarky J does every time. Comes in, walks in, and sits down. I'm gonna start doing that in all my videos now.
You should.
I'm gonna walk in the room and sit down. I'll do a Snarky J. She's always walking in, sitting down. I want to try that. I just did.
You did. Tyrone Magnus does that too.
It's a style. I love it.
It's a style. It's a vibe, as they like to say, as the kids like to say. It's
Vibe.
a vibe. Oh my God. Holy shit. Hang on. There's Macaques. Moo Boy Moo for $5 says, hey, Chris, I got tickets for Brave the Dark this Friday. Have you seen the trailer?
Brave the Dark. No. What's that? I mean,
No
maybe I
idea.
do know it, but
You see so many movies, you probably.
I literally I forget them. I'll be like, that was forgettable. No, what's Brave? I'm gonna look it up. Let me look it up. I should know it.
Nationwide, January 24th, distributed by Angel Studios. It is, I think I saw a trailer for this.
Opens next week.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I will see it at some point. I did see the trailer for this. Yeah, so I'm aware of it. A lot of these titles are so forgettable. It's like feeling kind of sorta. How about Brave the Dark? What is that? But I did see the trailer for this. It's one of the actors I recognize from
It's
Mad
the
Men.
YouTube equivalent of "This Just Happened." You're not
Right.
going to believe this as a title, you know.
Or Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, ending explained.
Oh,
The ending explained videos
I
are
know.
so dumb. It's like, who are they for? I want to do 100 endings explained in one video.
You should.
And half of them will be, it blew up at the end. It blew up at the end. It blew up at the end. That's every, you know,
Yeah.
when I did this magazine, Sci-Fi Universe, we'd put a photo of something blowing up at the end of a movie because that's mostly what the endings were.
Yep. Conspiracy Theory is an underrated film. Mel Gibson plays a conspiracy nut who can't talk right because drugs, as he puts it, filled my brain with gravy. Gary probably saw himself in that character. I like Conspiracy Theory. Catcher in the Rye. Enoch Baman, reviews and rants. Demi Moore's Tapeworm for $10. Gary, I've been following you since 2018, under 50K. So glad and proud to see you grow. I lived in Paradise, California, and lost my hometown in the campfires. Holy shit, those were bad. 7 years later, the town is still not rebuilt. Good luck, LA. Oh, that's right. You were in those fires. I remember. Oh, yeah, the campfire was gnarly. Still not entirely rebuilt. Yeah, look at Maui right now. That sucks.
That's why they're saying 20 to 40 years completely recover from this fire. So how many fires will happen between that? You know?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Around the LA area, I mean, 4 major fires a year pretty much in the greater Los Angeles area.
Yeah.
I mean, there's fires burning in San Diego right now. There's a red flag warning today in Southern California. Ducky 9976 says, what do you guys think of the animated cat movie Flow? I personally really liked it. I didn't see Flow. I
loved it. It was good.
I saw Fritz the Cat.
Yeah, there you go.
That was a weird movie.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you got? Oh,
Alan.
Oh, I can hear some of people in chat. I hear you, chat. Shame on you.
Looks like
They're-
X-Ray Girl.
Their response is difficult, but not impossible. It does looks exactly like what are you doing with X-Ray Girl? That's weird. That's weird.
Oh my God.
David Moore's tapeworm for $10 says the worst part of the trust ran out of money in repaying us. I was only made 40% whole for my losses. I don't know how a trust runs out of $14 billion. FML, ha ha ha. I work, fuck my life, by the way. I work for Costco, the one in San, it says San A, but I'm trying to think. Is the one in San Antonio? I met somebody at the one in San Antonio who watched my stuff. We're walking around. He's all Nerdrotic. I'm like, what's up? We were buying meat. We were buying meat at Costco. Yes.
Love that.
If they were marketing Mackie instead of the Shield, his soda would be extra brown color. Now in Aquaman, there is a joke there. It'd be grape soda.
Yeah.
Grape soda. Chris is going through Ponfar right now.
Yeah, I am. I'm going through Ponfar. I'm not. That's very astute observation. I would say that's accurate. I'm just.
Yeah, I thought Alan was Mrs. Film Threat. It says thumbs up 1981. It's true. John O for $5. Do either of you recall Fantasy Richard Blade books by Jeffrey Lord? We need an M rating graphic novel, novels or movies. I don't, but that doesn't mean I haven't heard of them in the past. It just means there's giant gaping holes in my memory because I did too many drugs in the 80s. I find them again. It's like I weave through the gaping hole and then well, that sounds bad. And then I reconnect with my brain. Yeah, I think we're gonna, Chris, you go ahead and go.
Sure. Yeah, I got. Well, I just there's the next few weeks is rough for me, but in a good way.
In a good way, you got a lot of work planning and stuff.
It's this dumb award show. Well, it's not dumb. It's a big party, but again, as I said, I don't have a Mel or a Mrs. Neurotic to do stuff, and so I got to do it.
Yeah.
And so there it is.
I understand that. Yeah,
so
planning.
It's all good. It's a couple times a year I get busy, but normally, and also I'm like very, you're the same. You're very regimented, scheduled. I tell everyone my life is very scheduled.
My life is it's half it. Yeah, it's very scheduled. Like from, when I record videos and when I do live streams, right? But the live streams, although I'm late, I don't miss for the most part, unless I have to. The videos take priority, but I rarely plan my videos ahead. Like I know like this is potentially something I'm going to review for a video. So that's great when we get a TV series or a movie coming out, but all the other stuff is like, it comes up in the last, like sometimes that day, but it has.
Yeah. But discipline, like just being disciplined. That's the, it's like you're investing in your future self.
Yes.
By being disciplined. And that's what I try to be. So
yeah.
There you go.
And you're good at it. And that's important for content creation and working in entertainment and stuff. And it's being disciplined enough to know like, okay, I've got a pocket of time to relax, but all my relaxing does involve some sort of Drinker talked about this in the video, like having to check in on the internet at some point, within a couple of hours, like at all times.
Yeah.
At all times. It's not a complaint. You know what? I would have done it anyway. This was shit I was doing anyway. It
Yeah.
went back. I found my Tesla ID badge. I should have brought it up here. I found my Tesla ID badge. I'm like, oh my God. And it reminded me of the days where, like, I'm doing my work and I was good at it. I was really good at my work. So like actual work in my 8-hour day was 2 hours of work. Then it was a lot of fucking around. There was a lot of like checking in on Twitter or checking in on YouTube. And like, that's what I did all the time. Anyway, what was that? What did I do at the comic shop when we had the lulls between? I was on comic book websites. I was reading reviews. I was going to forums, talking some shit, playing City of Heroes, doing really important stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
but no,
all right. So I will be going.
Okay.
I'll be back next week. Thank you for tolerating my curmudgeonly nature. And I'll be on Hollywood on the Rocks with Alan in about at top couple hours. I'll be there with Alan. We're talking Section 31. We're talking because he's seen it and lots of news. And we're interviewing the company and one of the actresses from the Russ Meyer movies.
Oh, wow.
Got these.
Nice.
And so they're re-releasing them through Severin Films, and we're interviewing Erica Gavin. It's going to be an ample interview. That's all I'll say.
All right.
I have ample time to prepare.
Thanks, Chris Gore.
Yeah. Thanks, Gary. Love you, brother. Appreciate you. And I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week.
Okay.
I'll probably be talking to you later.
Take care, chat. Love you. Find my Mrs. Film threads. Later.
Yeah, somebody needs to. He needs help. Wow, we're solo. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Hang on. Going through all my clips. 1 is the loneliest number. But you can always self-couple. It's good for the prostate, I heard. That's right. We're going to read some more soups. If you don't know the lore of this one, this is they have background music in Stream Yards, and this one's called Feeding the Ducks. It sounds like porn music. So here we go. Jibecca? Oh shit. Chris G4 in Attack of the Show. Chris was G4 in Attack of the Show as insufferable back then in the day as it was when it came back. No, I can answer this definitively. No, absolutely not. Both G4 and Attack of the Show. I watched mostly Attack of the Show. I know a lot of people watched Morgan Webb. Speaking of porn music, I was Attack of the Show guy, and we talked about it every day in the shop. I didn't miss an episode. It was not insufferable. It was the opposite of insufferable. And what I recommend is to watch Chris Gore's documentary called Attack of the Doc. It is really well done. And it tells you when the golden age of nerddom, when people could joke and laugh and get along despite different political views and nobody gave a shit. And we were just having fun. We were just having fun until the corporatism and the tism. The corporate, no, there's plenty of tism. But then the corporatism came in, and then the activism came in. So the tism and the ism came in and fucked everything up. Chris does not have the body of Snarky J. Eric K, for $2, decided to state the obvious. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Thank you. Ducky9976 for $4.99. Are you looking forward to the X-Files reboot coming in February 16th? And 17th? Was it in production? Was it actually in production? I mean, this is news to me. I didn't know it was coming. I thought it was just an idea. I am probably not, but I'm looking very much forward to rewatching some X-Files at some point. Again. Aurora Uplinks for $5. Yeah, was Mario LL was tight on space, but tried to drop the hint Mushroom Kingdom and Peach. Luigi. Yeah, I've heard of Mario. I was playing fucking Donkey Kong before most of you were a twinkle in your daddy's eye. A little sperm swimming around in your daddy's ball sack. I was playing Donkey Kong on my ColecoVision and at the arcade. Come on now. Come on now. What are we at? 124. I'm waiting for something to refresh here. Chris Gore, travel safe, live long and prosper, says Aurora. Uplinks for $2. Demi Moore's tapeworm. No, I still work in Costco in Chico, California. Good old Chico, lovely Chico, California. Do you guys have Costco's in San Antonio? Yes, we do. I love California, but it's run by drunk 3POs. So gay people. One of these days, I'd love to share my story of escape with you in person. Absolutely. I'll be back in Cali at some point. Got to visit my mom. I hate the sound of mushy and crap, but I hate to sound mushy and crap. You mean gay. Really, man, you have helped us through a lot through the years after the fire and COVID, lost family, then Biden. It's been one hell of a ride. I consider you family. Cheers. It's reciprocal. We helped each other through the madness that is not over, but I don't think there's going to be as much. That saying that might sound a little insane 22 days into this year when so much has happened. But as far as attacks on you as like a fan, I think that gets dialed back a little bit. I think that does. Hollywood celebrities, Hollywood creatives really took it on the chin. Really took it on the chin and got bloodied, metaphorically. And the fire is just like, this is why this is the unexpected that you should always be expecting if you're an industry, if you live in this country, if you respect your freedom. It would be great to feel, you enjoy your moments of comfort, but you always have to remain vigilant. So what am I talking about? You stopped Hollywood as an industry for COVID. You stopped it for a strike, and now it's interrupted again by an act of God. By an act of God. So that's 3 times in 5 years in an industry that was already suffering a paradigm shift, that had already done a lot of things, 1,000 paper cuts that's damaged. They broke their business model, and it's just one more thing. One more thing. Ryan Kittle post-transition for $15 says, either way, either my new vag stinks or it's my upper lip. And maybe both, perhaps. Shrug. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Finished X-Files because of you, and it's so relevant today. Forgot how many funny episodes there were exactly, and those were great. The 2 newest seasons mixed in too much modern political stuff, but overall an amazing series. We probably won't get that again. Yeah, the 2 series that came out recently, I'm talking like 2016 and 19, each have like really good episodes in them, but the overall lore is kind of trash, which is sad. Which is sad. Very, very sad. The infamous El Guapo says, this is part 2. I just read that Gilligan has a new show coming out. He filmed in my hometown of Albuquerque that goes back to his roots of the X-Files. Yes, this is true. Hope it's good. And I think he is the reason that show was so good for so long. Gore! Rooting for the Lions since I was, and the Lions lost. So sorry. Vince Gilligan was the story director, script supervisor, producer for a long time, and he was one of the reasons it was very good. Kim Manners was part of it too. The late great Kim Manners, that Eric Kripke probably stole a lot of valor from, because he was involved in Supernatural until he died. I think Kim Manners was. So don't forget the late great Kim Manners as well. Clank Clank, I'm the tank for $2. Troy, this is for Troy. You have you seen Gary Oldman in Slow Horses? I will ask him. We're gonna have him back. I'm getting some of the older ones right now. We will have him on FNT. I think we'll have him on FNT. Would love a clever and hilarious live action Donkey Kong film. I could see it work if you had a clever voice actor, anthropomorphism, characters, etc. Yeah, if you did, not Seth Rogen. Jada Becca for $5 says, please never change FNT's outro. The whole thing is great, but specifically the Ryan Rose song, A Sniper's Dream. I laugh my butt off every time. With no plans to do that. We had to change one little musical thing because we kept on getting hit, but that won't be it. I was horrified and deeply saddened when you got removed from Beast Games last episode. Jeremy looks like you. Says, oh, I didn't watch Beast Games, so I don't know. Hey, did you ever get the answer on my question? Red X. What was the question? Did you ask it earlier? Hello again. I have a question. I'm writing a superhero story about a machine butler becoming a superhero. Do you have any additional ideas? That's a big question that I'll have to think about. I think you should come up with those ideas. But thank you. Do either of you recall? Okay, I read that one. I'm doing this without X-Ray Girl, so give me a chance. Just give me a moment here. Just give me a moment. Hope you're all doing okay. I think that's it. I think we're good. Thank you all for joining the Nerdrotic Nooner today. This will be unlisted, but you can see you can just hang on to the link, or it'll be re-uploaded on Nerdrotic Live. It will also be posted on all your favorite podcast sites, including but not limited to Apple Music and Audible. I don't know if Google Podcasts is still around, but all those places where you get the podcasts. Spotify, we're on Spotify. All those places you can listen to as well, or you can just listen to right here. So thanks again. Thanks to the Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. Thanks to Chris Gore. Go watch him on Film Threat. Yeah, if you think you're a potential Mrs. Film Threat, email Chris. That won't be trouble at all. FNT with Robert Meyer Burnett. Friday, we're going to review Section 31. Section 31. No, we're not. Yes, we are. I keep getting it mixed up with Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That's next week. That's how dead this fucking month is. Woo, it's dead. Holy shit, it's dead. But helps you catch up on other stuff. So thanks again. I will see you next time. Ciao, Bella.